Welcome to Ken Rose Wall Arena for the last game of the regular season of Suncorp Super Netball in 2023. We hope you've enjoyed every minute of it here on Fox Netball. It is time for finals next week, but before we do that, plenty of smiles in the Giants lineup. We heard in the pre-show how much they have to play for. Of course, April Branley playing her 153rd and last National League game. It's Tilly McDonald also playing her 50th as well, and when she is up and about, the team is up and about, and there is April Branley with the smile on her face, soaking up every single minute as this crowd in orange files into Ken Rose Wall to see whether their team can end a three-game losing streak and finish season 2023 with some momentum, and they will have to get past Liz Watson, Kira Austin, Kate Maloney and the Vixens, who will storm into the semi-finals and take on the Fever. And of course, all the dates, how you can get tickets for the finals and the times and broadcast details you will see on Pivot with Hannah Hollis straight after this game. But Kath, it's going to be an interesting one with plenty of emotion once again for the second week in a row coming from the opposition. The Vixens have to weather that, draw on their experience, and of course they turned a tough first half, I suppose, against Collingwood into an 18-goal turnaround to win. Maybe the same thing happens today if they can stay composed throughout the first quarter or two of the Giants' onslaught.
Yeah, there's been so many danger games. There's the two head coaches going head-to-head as well. Julie Fitzgerald, Simone McInnes, two of the most experienced in the competition. Julie Fitzgerald, her 25th season, and she didn't want it spoken about, but I think just too much of a great accolade not to bring up. Here come her Giants, and listen to the crowd. They're going to love this last opportunity.
April Branley coming onto the court for the final time, has been playing at the elite level since 2011. And Noella Taylor, foundation member, 90 years of age, is coming out onto court to deliver the game ball.
Well, she looks like she could don a skirt and play.
I agree.
Wow.
Absolutely agree. She is in fine form. Thank you, Noella. As we kick things off through Kate Maloney. Hope you're enjoying the second half of this doubleheader here on Fox Netball. Smiles all around, but now we get into it through Austin to Watson. Austin high, and Kumwenda looking to open her account and does so.
Beautiful place ball over the top of two defenders there for the Giants as well. Oh, Joe Harton, just the smarts to keep the body position, keep up tall, held the space from Mannix.
Be interesting to see what kind of Joe Harton we see out there today. She hasn't got any strapping on. It's the first time I've seen it without any strapping on for, you know, what, 5-6 weeks. So hopefully she plays out the 60. Change of direction between the co-captains. High, beautifully weighted pass, as you would expect.
Well, Dwyer getting all sorts of attention from Kate Eddy. There was a positional switch there between Eddy and Joe Weston. They find their own players now. Wow. Seemed a little quick, but that's what happens when you start to look like you're really struggling to find a player. That's when the whistle can often come. Oh, what a ball!
Beautiful
here
pass.
Austin.
That's
how good.
Yeah, that's how you dominate the centre channel, isn't it? So quick, and it just shows that I think she's in her fourth season now with the Vixens. They're such a well-oiled unit.
Really clinical too here, the Vixens. They're taking their time. They're putting the jets on when they need to. Placement has been near perfect. Well, April Branley, just as I rave about the Melbourne Vixens, wants to stop me and remind me it's her retirement party.
McDonald used all the 3 seconds, ended up dishing to Watson. Vixens looking to hit a 3-goal lead. Circle edge.
Long shot from Kumwenda. Yeah, doesn't often shoot them, didn't want to.
Here comes the Harvey Norman replay, and Branley, beautiful timing on the fingertips.
That's
Great
not
start.
easy to do either. That's something you do in the first few years of your career, not at the end. But it's a lot harder to get off the ground.
She had a tough game out last weekend too, so good start, definite confidence booster. Good settler too in your last game, plenty of emotions flying around, no doubt. And a much needed goal nearly 3 minutes into the opening quarter as Maloney looks to start quickly and does. Amanda nearly gets a hand on one though.
Tilly McDonald doing well to keep Kamwenda high. Recognised she'd moved out a little and just blocked her at the top of the circle. Yeah, Pumwaiter went flying, didn't she? Off the back of some close attention from Kira Austin.
Joe Hart picks up number 2. 5-3.
Oh, well, a beautiful mix-up then. Kamwenda out and the assist going to Kira Austin. So plenty of versatility coming from the Melbourne Vixens attack line.
Maddie Hay offering the option there. 36 fees last week, 107.5 missing net points for Hay, who's just been excellent across the course of 2023. 6-4 the score. Austin all alone shoots her 3rd from mid-range, 4-3 goals.
Oh, gosh, you don't often see that. Kate Maloney looks straight down to check her feet. Yeah, great work between the two. Great understanding, Dwyer and Harton. Oh, and smart work again. Kira Austin is just so clever. Big rebound from Kamwenda, so clever with the ball in hand. Has a good look to see where the defenders are, and if anyone's floating, often puts the ball in.
Watching Joe Harton with the ball in hand, getting plenty of attention from Emily Mannix. And as we watch this play unfold, and this time Harton in the front space gets the job done. Sam Pullman is on the sideline, and you've got your eye on that one, Sam.
I absolutely have, as Liv Lewis runs back outside to start warming up, but I think it shows. We were questioning in pre-game how much we'd see Joe Harton on court today, and I think she's showing her experience by really finding the body of Emily Mannix, making sure that she's behind to make that front ball. So Emily Mannix has to have a look at this front space every single time. Emily Mannix needs to get off the body. Otherwise, I think we might see a change in the goalkeeper for Melbourne Vixens.
Sammy, actually quite interesting to see Mannix constantly behind because the Australian style of defence is in front. What do you think she's trying to achieve by that?
Well, I can tell you from a previous goalkeeper training, that's Joe Harton's specialty. She will make sure when you're early on, she's getting in front position. So Emily Mannix needs to take a risk and just keep. Right now, she's standing still a little bit behind and inside. She's got to take a risk, just get off, come in front, use her footwork.
Dwyer, first shot from range. Of course, she's been such a force with the super shots in 2023. Got the Giants out of a few holes. This one doesn't sink though, and the Vixens look to go 4 ahead, but they won't lose pass. Hay lets it go. Beautiful positioning, Joe Harton, and instead it'll go from 4 goals to 2, 10-8. Julie just looked tired there, didn't look happy at all. Just looked like it's been a long season. Scoring at a rapid rate, both teams. 11-8 now, still 8 to go. Super shot period coming up. See there, 21 seconds per goal, so flooding down court the Vixens.
Smart swing across the circle from Dwyer, opens up Joe Harton. Oh, Kamwenda. Strong take. Tell you what, if they're heading to the West next week and coming up against Courtney Bruce, this is going to be some great practice. Oh, nearly. And Mannix, well, she saw it, didn't she? Recognised the swing, just couldn't get the feet there. Oh, Jo Harton. How's the smarts on that? She wasn't even going to take that penalty, but decided to go back, do the balk, which pulled yet another penalty. I'll tell you what, that is seasons of experience on show. Oh, that was a masterclass.
She almost makes it look, you know, those little 1%ers, they just slip past unless you pull them out.
Amazing.
Dwyer now under plenty of physical pressure from Jo Weston. That was a match-up in the pre-show. Not flustered, I say not flustered, throws it out.
Yeah,
Court.
well, the idea was right to open up the other side of the circle, just way too much on the pass, as we can see the Nissan net points match leaders, Lizzie Watson sitting at the top, and then Hay right underneath, so interesting to see a couple of the mid-quarters on show early.
Maloney to Watson now, as they utilise those short passes as they do through that middle channel. And the Vixens back out to 4. And it is an HCF timeout, as we've seen so often during 2023. This one called by the Giants, as we probably at this stage, if Julie Fitzgerald is doing her usual tricks, not see any changes. Let's hear what she has to say.
Use that short side again before we swing.
And although we don't go just out on the 45, so a bit of pre-work so that we can have one up the middle and one on the 45 as well. All right, and try to avoid the really big swings.
They're not confident in their centre third when they're attacking. So I reckon that one we picked up, we can hands over and then the other one's running back on it, yeah?
And you do your really good job getting up.
Here we go. Step up. Good effort to start. Little lift here, 5 minutes, then we get the big rest. Here we go. Right on 3, 1, 2, 3, go.
Plenty of chat there from Jo Harton, who continues to lead this team despite having her own injury issues across the second half of the season. Of course, retired from international netball, will get a full off-season. Is hoping to be back in the orange in 2024. Right now, though, the more immediate issue is the 4-goal deficit, as the Vixens look to turn on a fast start, as opposed to last week where they struggled early against the Pies, and they turn this one over. And there goes the hooter for the Power 5. And Sam, what are you seeing Vixens-wise out there?
Well, surprisingly, they were really happy with their attack end. Unfortunately, not that pass by Kira Austin, but spent a lot of time with the defenders talking about their structures in a pulley system. So goal defence, goalkeeper in Weston and Mannix continually working together. As Tilly just comes, that's a great first ball contest.
Couple of nice turnovers for the Giants. See if we can make them pay in this period, as Mannix gets a hand on one, and then that came out off JLP, the Harvey Norman replay. McDonald flying forward.
How crazy the first 10 minutes of that quarter, so clinical, and then it's just gone back and forth since that timeout.
Nearly again as well.
Oh,
in fact, it doesn't happen again. I think something about the Power 5 makes teams a little bit more desperate They hear that hooter and they think, we must retain possession. Yeah.
Great ball over the top, Jo Harton. Well, for a moment, I thought she wanted to get herself into that wide arc, but she'll take the one.
Why not at this stage? Still early doors. The important thing is to stay in the contest. 3 goals and the centre pass. Hay under pressure, took that one. There's no easy passes out there for the Giants, though. And let's see if she does it this time. Does, and doesn't come off.
Quick outlet, too, from the Melbourne Vixens. They want to penetrate through this middle passage. And you heard Jo Harton saying in the huddle just before, the Vixens don't look comfortable in that middle bit. They're just trying to get the ball down court as quickly as possible.
Austin puts herself in super shot range. High arc, too long.
Yeah, she's only hitting 54% of the super shots this year. Kamwenda up at 62% though from distance. So while she's hesitant to take a lot of them, she really has been good from there.
Parmenter, Price, she'll be sweating on Diamond selection, or both of those players will be.
That's it there.
Looking to find that out very soon.
Well, they're not sweating on it. They know. We're all sweating on it.
Yeah, we're sweating on theirs. As the first super shot is drained, this time by Jo Harton. Suncorp super shot. And Suncorp, obviously, as principal partner of Netball Australia, donates $100 for every Suncorp super shot scored across the season to the Confident Girls Foundation. There was 551 last year. Surely we're past that now.
We'd have to be.
Raining
yeah,
super
I
shots.
feel like Helen Housby, Dwyer and Sasha Glasgow have got that themselves.
Suncorp, deep pockets required for the Confident Girls Foundation. 1:50 on the clock. The Giants are pulled to within 1. For a few seconds. But with the centre pass, can level it at this point, splitting the last 10 goals, these two sides.
Jo Harton, you can see, just using the body as smartly as she can. Boom, opens up. Well,
Wants
it's
it.
too easy to be under the post, Will.
Wants it, doesn't get it, picks up the rebound. Great job from Jo Harton to turn the 2-goal attempt into a goal, and the crowd appreciates that extra effort from the veteran.
Massive rebound from Jo Harton. Oh, Tilly McDonald out hunting. A long way away from a player. She's back now on Kamwenda.
Maloney saw that one coming. Good pass though, unlike that one, out of court off the Giants, and it'll be a chance for the Vixens to close this one out strong. Opening quarter here on Fox Netball.
Oh, Lizzie Watson, 3 double plays down court. Such a playmaker for the Melbourne Vixens. Little scratch of the head there from the head coach. Oh, a couple of balls, just way too much pepper for a short pass, and they've gone through the fingers, both sides.
Lovely pass though there to Hartman. Dwyer goes down. She looks okay.
It's over this side, ladies.
She's going to get a chance to finish with a deep super shot to bring them to within 1.
Let's have a look at this Harvey Norman replay, though. Oh, Em Mannix put the hands behind the back straight away, didn't she? Wasn't me, sir.
That'll be deep, and that'll be good from Sophie Dwyer. What a way to finish. Experience beyond her years. 1 goal in it at quarter time. We're going to take a break. On the other side of this break, too, we're going to hear from Jason Brandley, April's husband. So don't miss that. We'll take a break. We'll be back with more.
Welcome back to Ken Rosewell Arena, where the Vixens win by 1 point quarter time thanks to Origin Energy. I'm joined by April's beautiful son Clay and husband Jason. Can you give us some insight how she was feeling going into today's match?
Yeah, she was pretty relaxed actually. I think the 150th a couple of weeks ago sort of got all the emotions out. But yeah, she's just ready to celebrate and, you know, on a wonderful career. So yeah, she was relaxed but excited really for what's to come after.
You've been an important part of the team, spending 2 hubs in with the Giants. How have you seen the family role within the Giants club?
Yeah, the Giants have been amazing to support April and me and Clay. So I love being along for the ride to support April. But yeah, Giants have just been fantastic. Nothing's too hard for them. They're just super, you know, helpful with everything, training, looking after Clay and all that. So yeah, it's been really special to be involved. And yeah, they've just done a great job.
Clay, can you say go Giants? Ready?
Go Giants.
Well done. We'll let you enjoy the game. Back to you, Will.
Thanks, Sam. Very, very brave there, getting a quote from Clay, and he delivered, just like his mother has done so many times in the past. And there she is, just soaking up every minute. The 50-gamer and the retiree together as we start the second quarter, and there's just 1 goal, the difference. And just noting in the quarter-time break, as the turnover comes, doesn't know. I think it is a Vixens ball. Came off Amy Parmenter. Just how good the crowd is in here, Kath Cox, given that the Giants are playing their last game of the season. And, you know, Jason Brownlee really, he drove home that point, that the Giants do have that family atmosphere, and it extends to the members and the fans as well.
Yeah, it is a great turnout, isn't it? They wanted to come and support their Giants in their last home game. Of course, many of them will be fans of April Brownlee's and wanting to say goodbye as well. And it's loud. I took my headphones off just before, and they're certainly going to be vocal in this next 3 quarters.
Yeah, it's a real trend across Suncorp Super Netball as Parmenter flies high. It's Watson, doesn't matter. Telegraphed that one, did the Diamonds. And there she is, Harvey Norman replay. Beautiful, poetry in motion. Just saying, crowd's up 29% this year, which is fantastic for Super Netball. Glad that everybody is enjoying coming to these games, because if you haven't, the atmosphere is always excellent. No different today as Price.
Oh, look at it, just push away
Yeah.
through the gaps there. Jamie Lee Price, how good. Found every corner of the court on that occasion. And again, tried to push her way through, but Kate Maloney stopped at that time.
Still a little bit of scrappiness coming in, as it was in the second half of the opening quarter. Watson forced to go back, goes forward this time.
Go, paper, your knee. It's your knee.
There you go. Can't be any clearer than that, Tilly. It's your knee. Keep them in check.
Body's offside, centre. Contact on the stand, body's goal.
Kira Austin. The
Smooth as you like.
picture-perfect shot, though, isn't it,
Yeah.
technique-wise?
And you just watch Austin, and then her counterpart as the ball heads out of court again from the Vixens. But Austin and Dwyer just playing with beyond their years in terms of experience, coolness under pressure.
Well, that's probably the one area that they lack a bit of that stability, and that's the turnovers. Dwyer sitting at number 2 in the league, and Austin sitting at number 4. Do handle the ball, though, a lot more than other positions on court. You've got to keep that in mind, of course.
Is that you having an opinion then backtracking it a little bit?
Oh, no, I'm not backtracking it.
That's not like you, Cox.
Just putting it into context.
Don't get shy now in round 14. Just see your way through to the end of the season. Stay strong. 3 minutes gone. Back to 3 goals to the Vixens, who've added a couple. Dwyer with a chance to get another one back. And that lovely high arc does the job. Back to 2. And everything to play for in this one.
Well, forcing long balls then were the Giants. They made sure they had a body in front of their player and forced it to go up in the air. Yeah, a little cheeky. I don't even think the retiree's going to get away with that one.
Well, going to have a go. What's going to happen?
Oh, no, probably not much for her. Oh, Dwyer through the fingers. Look at the game we're having. There's only been a run of a couple at any one point.
Yeah, Vixens have threatened to put a run on and just been let down by poor passes. A turnover again. Price gets bodied, doesn't matter.
Oh, that was a
time.
complete, brain fade, that pass off the hand of Sophie Dwyer.
Some real hard passes being thrown, and you pointed it out in the opening quarter. Still happening. Hard and sharp, sometimes too hard.
Yeah, you see Kira Austin then should have just shot it. Sometimes making it a little harder than it needs to be. Well, breaking call against Kira Austin. Just jumped the line on the centre pass a little bit too soon.
Speaking of the 2 goal attacks, Kira Austin -10 missing net points, Sophie Dwyer -19. Only 2 players in the minuses. I don't think I've seen -19 this whole season. Harton from range this time, waits. And does the job. Gets Julie Fitz out of her seat. Needed that one as we head down now to Sam Pullman.
Well, I'm seeing 2 different sides here courtside. The Melbourne Vixens seem like they are really trying, and obviously the pressure is on them going into finals. Little mistakes like easy contacts and misplaced passes isn't something that you want to do into finals, whereas you see a smile on the Vixens' face. They seem more relaxed and enjoying it, and that's the difference between the 2 teams. One that has the pressure on them and try and play through that versus a team that is just playing with everything that they have left.
Sammy, when you're saying easy contact, one that was just ill-disciplined, should have stayed in play?
Yeah, you got to really make sure that you're moving your feet, but I just feel like there's that disconnect between them and almost trying too hard. We often speak all season about how well Kira Austin is playing, and in this game, it's just the connect is just not there, and I think that's coming from the pressure. You're almost trying too hard.
Hay receives a high pass, gives one. Little back and forth as Harton ends up shooting from mid-range, and we're back at 2 goals once again. The Giants just won't let the Vixens get away at this point, halfway through the second quarter. Austin.
Oh!
Price. With the call against her.
Far more physical in this second quarter, isn't it, than it was in the first. A lot more body on body, plenty more whistle having to come from the umpires.
Kamwenda picking up her 18th from 19 attempts. Joe Harton sitting on 13 of 15. Such a lot of turnover ball in this second quarter. And another one.
Far more patient then and smart to use the placement of the ball to do the work.
Julie Fitzgerald calls another HCF timeout. It was at 5.5 minutes in the opening quarter. It's at 7 minutes in the second quarter, and we'll listen in.
And we're doing all the work out there. Every time we've won the ball, we've either given it straight back or we've lost our next set of pass. So let's settle down when we have the ball, all right? If we have to have 20 passes, we will. But ball retention is our key.
Doesn't matter how many passes they take as long as they keep possession. So look for that change to come from the Giants.
Yeah, you get the feeling that the team that starts to treasure the ball in the next 7 minutes is going to end up with the best part of the second quarter. Easy in from Austin, and biggest gap of this game so far at 5 goals. There is the stats. They only had 1 attempted super shot in the opening quarter. We'll see if that changes in the second quarter. Speaking of changes, what do you foresee? We see Hannah Mundy in the third quarter?
Look, there's no reason they wouldn't. Oh, Joe Weston, the rejection of the pass. There's no reason at all that Simone McInnes wouldn't ring in the changes. Olivia Lewis too. Olivia Lewis, fantastic on a taller holding goal shooter. She's got one of the best in the business next week in Janelle Fowler. So certainly the time to get those players out and see what they're capable of doing. Try combinations, try some different game styles. There's Kim Borger warming up as well.
Yeah, perennial temporary replacement player, this time for Rani Samuelson. She's done the job for Maui Kimwenda, for Tegan Phillip, if you cast your mind all the way back to 2016. Spent some time at Bath as well. 1,300 goals at 92%, if you don't mind, in the Super League. Sam, you have demanded the microphone. What would you like to say?
Well, I demanded because I want to talk about the defensive structure. Kath just highlighted the ability to look forward to next week in a foul line, a tall target, and I think that's what I'm seeing here. In that timeout, they were really clear to their defenders to look at, continue to work on their structures, and what I mean by that is sitting off in a diamond or a square formation and having ability to read and have, so confuse that space rather than Mannix getting stuck on Joe Harton, and that's a structure that they'll really need to execute. As I say execute, and April Bradley comes up with a really nice hands over pressure intercept.
And already wasteful opportunities turned back over. It's the story of this opening half for both teams, who have picked up loose ball and then handed over loose ball. Both teams will be ruining their wastefulness at the end of this half, and also thankful that their opposition was equally poor with the ball in hand. And that's why we've still got a game on our hands, really.
Oh, well
there you
done,
go again.
Eddie.
Eddie finds herself in exactly the right position as the Vixens flood their way down court in super shot time.
Plenty of intercepts early in this game, though. Melbourne Vixens are 7. Couple less to the Giants. Kimwenda, as I mentioned, been handy from there. Would have liked to see her attack that.
Why not, with a 5-goal lead?
Well, this is the game to do it, isn't it? Keep saying that. A rare opportunity. The result's not going to make any difference to your season. There's the replay, though. The work from Kate Eddy.
Watson, Austin out, and then another turnover. Brownlee comes up with it. Price, and this time it's Harton. She will go for the super shot, and looks good out of the hand, is good. Needed that one, the Giants. Staying in touch, 4 goals it is, and the centre pass.
Well, can you believe it? Joe Harton was the queen of the super shot last season, only shooting at 42% this season, but certainly showing she's still got the ability.
Can confirm Cox does all her own research. Look at all those notes there in front of you.
Yeah,
wow.
It's hard to find anything when I need to, though.
From the same spot, it's Leatherbarrow who's on. Doesn't have the same result, although picks up the rebound, gets the easiest shot by some accounts from top of the circle. Does the job. Giants within 2 all of a sudden. Back-to-back super shots.
And the back of play, another change made. Joe Hart now out of goal attack.
Don't see that very often.
Not this season, not towards the latter end of the season either. And
well, she must be feeling good, physically moving, coming off, straight back on in goal attack.
And you mentioned no strapping on the knee too. All positive signs that we may see another 1 or 2 seasons out of Joe Harton.
Now it's Austin looking to silence the crowd. And she just makes it look easy, doesn't she? When she's on song, shooting-wise. Back out to 4. Another Suncorp super shot. Can the Giants respond? 2.5 to go in the opening half. here at Ken Rosewall Arena. The crowd consensus is a very important part of this game.
Joe Hutton, Joe Weston. How good was that? And the crowd love it.
From very deep, Leatherbarrow too short, and the rebound again from Hutton. She's definitely looking physically up and about like she hasn't for the past 6 weeks.
And it is sight we love to see, don't we? So smart, Joe Weston.
Too long, scoop back in. Kumwenda just happens to be on the spot.
Well, then had to wait for Kate Maloney to come from off court to get back to the edge of the circle.
Four goals, Giants centre pass, 90 seconds on the clock. And they need to keep the scoreboard ticking over. The Giants, they've been stuck at about 4 goals in arrears for most of this game. Leatherbarrow again. And that one too long. Another rebound though for Hutton, and she wants the 2-pointer.
Oh, and she, again, the use of the body from Joe Hutton. It's a clinic. Keep an eye on her if you're a holding shooter and you want to learn how to perfect it. She's pulling penalties left, right and centre just by the use of her body.
Leatherbarrow shooting from hard areas, but she's left a couple out there. And they lift teams, super shots, but they can deflate teams as well as the Vixens come down and look to punish at the other end. Lovely weighted pass over the top of Brownlee. And they're back out to their biggest lead with the centre pass. 5 goals, 27 seconds on the clock. If they're clever, they'll lead by 6 or 7 at the end of the half. Kumwenda wants it from top of the circle. Very flat shot, and she knew it. Followed it in, and they'll lead by 6. 10 seconds to go. Six seconds. What can the Giants do? And they draw the call, which means there will be a little bit of life left in this half. Wants to walk back into the wide arc.
Well, that's the smarts I've been talking about.
All right, half-time it is. 5 goals, it's where it's been hovering around over the past 2 quarters of netball. This game's still definitely one to play for. Can the emotion of the Giants continue throughout the 4 quarters to keep them in it? Or will the Vixens do what they did last week against the Magpies, weather the storm and then run away with it? That is the question. But something that isn't in question at the moment is that we're seeing the Joe Hutton of old, and we're going to head down now to Sam Pullman.
Thanks, Bill. I'm joined by Joe, quite physical out there, especially with you and Weston, and the umpires just mentioned they want to have a chat to you. Can you give us some insight?
Yeah, haven't had the chat yet, but obviously there's body on the line. We're playing for pride, they're playing for a spot at home in the finals, and we don't want to disappoint our crowd today, so we're going to put everything out there.
And you absolutely are. Talk to me. You've got the goal attack patch on for the last few minutes. It must mean that your knee's feeling good.
It actually is feeling good. Last week of the season, disappointingly, it's been a challenging one this year, but I'm happy I can, be out there with the girls and hopefully do my bit to get us over the line today.
Where is the gap for the second half? Vixens are a classy side that will continue to come back. You've got the crowd on your side. You're playing really confidently for the Giants. How does the team get this win over the line?
I think that no fear attitude. We've got TC coming on for the 2s. We're going to win some more ball and we're going to take it all the way down. Kira's been a bit of a thorn in our side at the moment, winning ball back for them, so we'll treasure that all the way to the circle and let's shoot us do our magic.
Thanks, Joe. I'll let you go chat to the umpires and good luck with the second half.
Joe Hutton and the Giants enjoying that last game of the season. They have 5 goals to come back from, though. We're going to have the halftime show straight after this, and then straight after this game, it is Pivot with Hannah Hollis, and she's going to struggle to get a word in because she's got Maddie Proud live as she leads the Swifts into the finals. We'll take a break. We'll be back with the halftime show. Welcome back to Fox Netball, and a swan song for April Brandley, who has been up and about in the early exchanges. It's been a really interesting half, plenty of turnovers, plenty of physicality, and at the end of it, the Vixens have a 5-goal lead, which they've sat at for pretty much the whole time. But the Giants have not let them get away. The question is what happens in the second half. Kath, how have you seen the first half overall? It seems like the Vixens, like I said, they look like they could go on a run, but they keep coughing up ball.
They do, and it was interesting because the first 10 minutes I mentioned in commentary, really clinical, and it was almost like both sides were trying to warm into the game, probably warm up. It is a cold night tonight. But when they started to do that, there was more body on body. The physicality started to increase, and with that, the game got a little scrappy. So we've noticed a bit more umpire come into it, but they just can't get away, can they, from the Giants at this point in time?
We'll have a look at the Giants' attack, and so much of it came off transition ball. Some of it was solid like that, and sometimes those turnovers were matched with more turnovers, Sam.
Yeah, absolutely. It was going back and forth, but what impressed me was Joe Harton's ability to really find that front space an easy option. Maddie Hay is having a really good game, and again had Kate Eddy on her back, penalised by the umpires. So I think that's really smart play by Giants Netball to get the Vixens, who are so good at first ball contest, on their backs and essentially out of play.
How good is it to see Joe Harton be the old Joe Harton, free of anything? She came on at goal attack, which we haven't seen at all. It just must show that she's finally got the body together somewhat. She said in your interview, Sam, it's pretty frustrating, but it's so good for Giants fans to just see that.
It is. I think we, had a bit of a laugh saying we haven't seen her for 60 minutes and then she's going out to run in a whole nother third. But for me, I think I'm seeing that, sass of Joe Harton back, that fearless of I'm going to take and absolutely crucify any goalkeeper and make them look, second best on me. And that's the Joe Harton I think we've been missing the last few rounds because of her knee, and maybe that's where her mindset is. She's feeling hopefully a little bit better this week, and I like that they're bringing Matisse in, 2 super shot shooters, 2 tall targets, and letting Joe Harton have a run.
Having a look at the Vixens attacking end, Maui Kamwenda just doing what she does and notching up probably 40 goals at 90% as she does week in, week out.
Yeah, some big numbers already if you think she's sitting at 25 attempts for half a game, and I'm loving the versatility that we're seeing in this attack line. Kamwenda and Austin quite often mix up who's holding, who's on lead, but then you also see that versatility outside the circle with your Watson and your Maloney. I wouldn't be surprised to see some changes from Simone McInnes, though, not only to be able to keep some fresh legs for next week. It is a big travel trip, but also going to be a massive game. But to try something different, as we mentioned in commentary, it could be someone like a Hannah Mundy into the mix.
What about the Giants? Do they try something different? We heard that, they're probably going to see some bench players out there tonight. We haven't seen any changes whatsoever in the Giants' defensive end. Do we see any changes as they match what the Vixens are doing in attack?
Look, you can't imagine that lady there is coming off court. Julie Fitzgerald will want to give her 60 minutes in the sun in this last performance. I wouldn't be surprised to see some. Again, the season is over for these guys. It doesn't matter, what happens with this result-wise, but I think they'll be looking forward to next season. There's still a team that's got to be contracted. Julie Fitzgerald will want to have a good look at some different combinations and see what they're capable of doing.
We'll have a quick look through the match summary right now. The biggest difference between all of that is basically the scoreline. That comes from more accuracy, up at 89% for the Vixens. All the way through that, apart from that, it's the only real big difference is the Nissan net points, 200, 137.5. Everything else is pretty equal. We're going to take a break. That means it is time for the third quarter in the last half of the regular season. Now we have, before we go to the break, a fantastic community story to share with you about the Binnar Netball Club from Perth. Binnar were the recipient of a Woolworths Pick Fresh, Play Fresh grant last year, so we'll take a look at what they've achieved in the community using the important funds provided by Woolworths.
We are lucky enough to be in Perth, Western Australia, and we've come to check in on the Binnar Netball Club. Binnar was lucky enough to win one of the Woolworths Pick Fresh, Play Fresh netball grants last year.
Thanks to the Woolworths Pick Fresh, Play Fresh netball grant, we've been able to subsidise a lot of the girls' fees that are in need of financial support. And we've also been able to provide them with healthy fruit and snacks before games.
Woolworths Net Set Go is such a great program for the kids because it teaches them all about an active lifestyle and a healthy lifestyle.
For us to be able to spend the time with each family and make sure the kids could be registered, the end result is, the girls in the background having fun, playing together and really looking forward to training and game days.
I would encourage all families to be a part of the Woolworths Net Set Go program. It is a great initiative for our families. It's been an amazing partnership to have with Woolworths for our community.
Welcome back to Fox Netball with 2 quarters left in the regular season. 5 goals between them. It is the Giants trying to stay in this clash up against the Vixens, who will move on to a semi-final against the Fever next week. And April Branley is excited because she is about to round out her netball career, keeping the emotions in check. And on the other end of the scale, we have a debutant. Coming on for Tilly McDonald is Erin O'Brien, tall defender, training partner, comes from the Hills District, so a local here and still a teenager as well. 189 centimetres, and she gets to debut by marking Maui Kimwenda. Good luck.
Well,
you're out there.
Yeah, it's not any better, is it? With any team you come up against in the competition.
No,
could
it's
be
not.
a Gail Cardwell, could be a Janelle Fowler.
100%. Now, we're very lucky to have the Vixens coach, Simone McInnes, talking to us right now. Simone, thank you so much for your time. Few changes for your side coming into the third quarter. What was the message at halftime to your Chargers?
Look, the main message was that there's some really good stuff that we're doing out there, but just those moments when something goes wrong, we sort of tighten up again. So to relax, play, go back to what we're doing well, and have a good start to this quarter.
Simone, we've spoken a lot in commentary about how it's a rare occasion that the result really doesn't matter.
I know, I don't think ever in my time. Yeah.
But is it a
But
really...
it always matters.
Of course it does. You always want the win. But my question to you is, how much now, given what you know, that you're playing Fever next week, are you thinking about next week and putting things into play in this game?
And it's a little bit of everything. There's a little bit, you know, you want the contest, you want to be, you know, in front of an away crowd. You want to be giving the opportunities and working on things that are needed heading into next week, but you also want to be feeling good about what you're doing out there.
We've seen one change, Hannah Mundy, into the mix. Firstly, talk to me about that, but are you also planning on any more, you know, in light again of next week and keeping some fresh legs?
Yes, yeah. We'll read it as it goes, but yes.
That's a very good answer. Thank you very much, Simone, for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Still a couple of turnovers even while we were speaking there. And as you can see, Joe Weston taking the bench. Hannah Mundy, who has made an impact when she has been coming on recent weeks. Last week, 23 feeds, 9 assists. Her third season now with the Vixens. And suddenly it's ballooned out to 8 goals early on, and the crowd are quiet here at Ken Rosewall. Very fast start from the visitors.
Oh, good, confident long ball. Hannah Mundy to Kira Austin, and another one across the circle. Well, that was crisscross 3 times then, and found Kimwenda right where they wanted to, under the post.
Crisscross, hey?
Crisscross.
Crisscross will make you jump, just like Maui Kimwenda did just then. Hey, yeah, I'm old enough.
Showing your age.
I'm old enough. Crisscross and then jump, you get it. Come on.
I do get it.
8 goals. Can the Giants, like we said at half-time, it looks like the Vixens were always going to go on a run like this. It's a question of whether the Giants can respond, and Sophie Dwyer needs to be on song from range, which she is.
Well, the Giants is one of those sides, no matter how big the margin, you would never feel comfortable, because you know they can do damage in the last 5 minutes of every quarter.
Sam, you know a little bit about our debutant as JLP tries and fails and ends up in Maloney's hands again, but this time it works. Wow, from close range. The anticipation. Sorry, Sam, I was introducing you and then I got distracted. But, yeah, as I said, you know a little bit about the pathway player out there right now marking Maui Kimwenda, and that is Erin O'Brien.
Absolutely, what a great moment for her. I think it's such a great moment for Netball New South Wales pathway, because you've got April Branley, a New South Wales junior, who's such a great asset to work with, you know, a young defender. She has the ability to play tools. She's super fast. I can see her reading the play, and I can see the bench really backing her into saying, come on, you have confidence. She has the ability. She'll be a future star of Super Netball, and that's the job of Jamie Lee Price and that in front of her, really to back her, to have confidence, and let's see if she can get some hand on ball.
Well, she's certainly doing her best to do exactly that. Doesn't quite come off that time, but had the front space and read the play, Sam, as you said. But we're back at 6. Little 3-goal run there for the Giants, which was very handy, and they need to keep honouring these possessions. Already nearly 5 minutes gone in this third quarter.
Oh, ball probably should have gone a little quicker. Joe Harton had a screen set up for Sophie Dwyer.
Can't say enough about Joe Harton's impact in the game. She seems to manage to do her job, mentor all the players around her on court, have plenty to say when she's in the huddle, then take a deep breath and go out and continue to dominate on court again.
And that is a really hard thing to do, having been a captain in a side. You know, your first job obviously is to play well, but you do. Your job is to encourage and support, and, you know, as a playmaker too. She's got a lot on her plate in the game.
She always seems to do it with such calmness, which just exudes out and helps people like a Sophie Dwyer to feel confident to play their own games. A couple of ebbs and flows in this third quarter. A little run from the Vixens, then a reply from the Giants. Back at 6.
Oh, some smart work between the two shooters, Joe Hart and Sophie Dwyer. Some screens, using each other to create some space, confuse the defenders.
And they talked about in the second quarter using 20 passes if they need to. They're halfway there already on this play alone, trying to stay patient. This Watson was ready to break out. Dwyer knew she left it short. Another rebound from Harton, and manages to let that one go before she stepped out of play. We're still at 5 goals, same as it was at half-time, 6 goals apiece in this third quarter.
Look at that from Joe Harton, 19 from 19, and then 50% on the super shot as well. Great return for her.
Oh, absolutely agree. Did you not intimate in the pre-show that maybe she was going to give it up? I recall an hour ago.
All signs would point to it's not a career that's going to last forever. She's missed the last 4 or 5 games, either completely or, you know, played half of them. So clearly the body, I don't want to say aging, is not the right
word. Oh, Mannix flies high. Beautiful. Branley tries to return fire. Oh, I really didn't want to have to interrupt you there as you were paddling.
Intercept still well and truly favouring the Vixens.
16 intercepts in this game. They are racking up. 4 to Mannix, 3 to Jamie Lee Price.
What's interesting with the Giants, Jamie Lee Price, Amy Parmenter, the ones with the most intercepts. They get more than their circle defenders do. What a luxury.
Here's the list, 16 in total, and they're spread right across.
Well, look, even Hayes in there for the Giants.
In a physical one, and a little bit more freedom being played with from both teams with less on the line. We are back at 8 goals again, though, and we're going to see if the Giants can make some inroads again in the Power 5, but we've got time to go before that, and a handy little goal to make it 43-36 here in the third quarter. A reminder to stay on Fox Netball for Pivot with Hannah Hollis. Not only is Maddie Proud on the show after this, but also all the details on how you can buy tickets to the Suncorp Super Netball Finals will be on the show, so do not miss it. Kamwenda and Watson, your miss and net points max leaders, as Kamwenda leaves one short.
Oh, well, there you go. Big win for young Erin O'Brien.
Well, that'll do her the world of good on debut. Hey, Dwyer lets it go into the pocket.
Oh, well, there's an offensive contact there against Joe Harton. And she was called over to have a chat with the umpires just before half-time, and it was about the increasing physicality. So that's just an example of maybe being a little bit too forceful on those holds.
Austin all alone. That goal just greeted by the Orange Army with a scant smattering of applause. They do not like it. They want to see some
whistle,
highlight reel stuff.
Whistle coming thick and fast, isn't it now? And again, that's 3 very, very quickly contacts as the ball makes its way down court. Oh, another one. Well, the umpire at this point could almost shoot the goal for them.
There's the stats. 62 turnover, and Hay picks up another intercept. Power 5 time, and Harton was in the wide arc, but didn't want it from there.
Oh, both of them, look, trying to fight for space. Joe Hart and the smarts just to say, look, I'll take where the space is. That's under the post at this point in time.
Well, they got the centre pass, so that helps as well. They drew to within 2 in the last Power 5. And Joe Hart was dropping them as quickly as Sophie Dwyer.
Well, that was Joe Harton's penalty, but she's not any interest in taking that. Left it for Sophie Dwyer, and that's exactly why. Beautiful, long, high release and shot from Sophie Dwyer.
Super shot followed by the ball out of court from the Vixens, and the Giants have a chance to go back-to-back again. Parmena front space, hand on the ball from Austin. And they've got to thread the needle through this Vixens attack.
Every little win the Giants are making at the moment. I can assure you that West Coast Fever are making notes.
Yeah, Parmena gives it up on the 3 seconds. She knew it too. Tries to redeem it, but doesn't beat the whistle. Parmenta. Instead, it's Kumwenda who'll send it back out to 5 goals, which is where it seems to be stuck. Shooting percentage from Kumwenda again, 34 of 37. She had 37 of 41 last time. Again, looks nice out of the hands, too short. Hay goes for it, and she gets the call. That will get her team up and about.
Well, that was just pace, wasn't it? Have a look at this Harvey Norman replay. Got 1 foot in front and then put the hands out, grabbed it with dear life.
And Lewis is out on court. Cops the Falcon early, out of court, and the Giants retain possession.
Yeah, smart play, smart ball. Joe Harton.
Very quick, was walking away too. She liked it. It didn't sink though. Yeah, that was smart. Lovely little rotation in the circle. Create that space, and then this time it's Dwyer who comes up with it. It's so weird to see people not streaming down towards the rim and just stopping the wide arc. But it worked, and the bench is up and about too. 3 goals it is.
Let's get down to Sam Pullman, though, because she might have heard a little bit closer to Simone.
Oh, look how excited she is. Go on, Sam.
I'm putting my hand up going, let me solve the problem. Hannah Mundy had blood, which is what the umpire saw first. Joe Weston tried to call a tactical time for them to be able to sort it so she didn't come off. But the umpire saying no, the call was already in time. Therefore, Hannah Mundy is now getting strapping just to her thigh from the physio, and I'm sure we'll see her injected back into the match. There you go, problem solved.
Gets past you, Sam Pullman.
So there's your tactical timeout. There you go.
Roving reporter Sam Pullman, who could see the future here on Fox Netball. So impressed. HCF tactical timeout. This time we're going to listen to Simone McInnes and the Vixens as they still lead by 5, having fought off a couple of decent runs from the Giants with 90 seconds to go in the third.
When we drive hard, and like Joey gave the ball, we got the contact call and we can reset and go again, so keep the hard drive.
Switch over again, switch. And just read the space down there. We're just all coming into the same space, so read the space.
Dwyer.
Joe Harton here, waiting for the ball. Doesn't want it, short range under the post, so wants to get this margin back, and that's exactly how the captain's going to do it. Suncorp super shot.
Yeah, carbon copy of last time out. This time, though, it's back to 3. Joe Harton has been shooting from around the wide arc, you can see, with 50%.
Well, clearly right smack bang in the middle is the sweet spot, though, 3 from 3.
Contact, not referring to holding. So now, top side players, right on the top. Right back.
Does seem to be the easiest place to shoot the super shot from top of the arc.
I think
is that a mental thing? What is that?
No, I think just the middle of the court is a far easier shot no matter where you are. Side angle's a lot trickier.
24 seconds on the clock, and the Giants need this to be the last possession, and they need to come away with it with 2 more points. 15 seconds, Harton in the same spot again, lets it go quickly, and the same result, another super shot back-to-back, and it's a game of 2 goals now. 6 seconds, and they've timed it well too. The clock should beat the Vixens, does it? No, Kawenda gets it away! Oh, it breaks the hearts! Well done, the Vixens. They hit the 50. That was a huge play from Maui Kawenda. It was let go. She turned around and let it go. 3-quarter time. It is back at 4. We have a final quarter of the season coming up. Do not miss it. Welcome back to Fox Netball, and welcome to the final 15 minutes of the regular season, and 3-quarter time brought to you by Origin Energy. We should see some changes in this one. Amy Sligo was warming up for the Giants, and even with that last-second super shot from Maui Kawenda, the Giants in the second quarter, they went down by 4 goals. They were up by 1 in the third, so it's a 5-goal turnaround for the Giants. They are now 4 goals behind, and this game is absolutely anyone's. April Branley, she won't finish on the bench. Likely she'll play out the full game. It is her final game and her final quarter of professional netball. Olivia Lewis remains in goalkeeper. Joe Harton, who spent a little bit of time, a little cameo in goal attack is in goal shooter as she finished, and Amy Sliger is out there in wing attack. Kat.
Yeah, good opportunity to get Amy Sliger out there. Kate Eddy having a great game too. So going up against a player in good form, great opportunity. Last game of the season.
And here we go in the closing moments of season 2023 before the finals begin, and all the details you'll find out on Pivot very, very soon. We'll see what the last 15 minutes of the Giants season has in store. Can they finish with a win? That is not going to help as the ball heads out of court from Jamie Lee Price. Little shake of the head. There is the current Giants mid-court. Watson, middle channel. Austin coming all the way out. Cutting back across, taking a second possession.
Some big long runs down court, and then the Vixens popping back, so using up plenty of space in that attacking moment.
Sam, they're down by 5 again, the Giants. You had them to win by 5. Do you stand by that?
I do. They love the super shot time, so there's the ability to sink some twos then, but I think it's now really having a crack. They've got nothing to lose. They need to get hand on ball. It was a really confident timeout as Amy Parmenter tries to contest that. They were really confident bench, really pumping each other up, and this is what you play for. Last 15 minutes of your regular season, you've got to have a fly and back yourself, and let's see what ball they can get up to make sure that they back me in that 5-goal win. Thanks, Will.
It's not a good time to remind you then that the Giants' worst quarter is their final quarter, Sammy. Only won 4 of 13 this season.
Yeah, not ideal. However, they've been in this match the entire time. I've liked that Joe Harton has identified key moments that players have stepped up. That really great chase and contest from Maddie Hay last quarter, identifying, opportunities of them really showing determination and stepping up. So although their final quarters aren't their best, they've been well and truly in this match, and like I keep saying, I've got full confidence. They just got to keep backing themselves and having a fly.
Yeah, Sam, don't allow Kath to pull out stats to discredit you. Don't even respond to that.
I know.
Okay?
She gave me a good response too, didn't she?
Yeah, a long, detailed one.
There you go.
Get back in your box.
There is one back though. So they might have heard that rev-up speech coming from Sam Pullman, the Giants.
Parmenter has to go back. Just
Contact, goal shooter. Just there. Hold time, take a step back. Goal shooter out of play beside her. Run is contact, goal attack.
Sliger flies high, and there's been turnovers aplenty in this opening stanza of the final quarter. Just continues that way, doesn't it?
Olivia Lewis doing a brilliant job to shut down Sophie Dwyer. Had a pinned on the baseline moments ago. Having to work overtime trying to get the ball now, the Giants attack line.
The physicality just keeps on coming, and the whistle keeps on piling up, and eventually, after all of that, we're about to crack the 100 penalties for the game. Sophie Dwyer drops one in. We're at 4 goals, 11, 20. It feels like this quarter's just started, and we're already 4 minutes gone.
Well, back to 4 goals, and the centre pass to follow is the key for the Giants, so they can start to put a bit of pressure on the Melbourne Vixens here. Get a bit of that momentum back, and then it's going to have to be the Vixens weathering the storm.
Another lovely shot from Dwyer. Her 12th from 15 attempts, and they have pretty much all been from decent range. Watson, McDonald just put her off there, Kumwenda, and the little fumble picked up by the Giants, and they could go back to a 2-goal game if they can honour this possession. The 50-gamer fires it down through to Dwyer from Price.
Well, held up beautifully there from the Melbourne Vixens, so it's a shame that penalty came to M. Mannix because it just released all the pressure.
Oh, just lips out that one.
Yeah, good setup to the top. Joe Harton was ball side once it got swung. Easy turn and open, back to 2 in the centre pass, Will.
Oh, Coxie's getting excited, and why not? Under 10 minutes to go. And we have a game on our hands. The crowd believes, Kath Cox believes, and Sophie Dwyer, well, she believes as well. And they're finally back to within 1.
I just looked at Sam Pullman and she gave me the big fist in the air.
Yeah. Because you know where you can stick your stats there, Kath. Austin. And the tip on from Bradley, and the crowd love it, and so does Tilly McDonald. Well, that one out off Austin. She doesn't like it.
Nice little moment between Kira Austin and Amy Parmenter, great mates.
No pass goes unchallenged at this point. Here's the Harvey Norman replay. Austin pops it over. Branley does enough. And in the scramble, the call goes to the Giants. One goal, and this time Dwyer from her safe space, although Lewis is trying to make it difficult. And that is not a tied game. This time she is too long, and down the court come the Vixens. Eddie, High, Mundy, and they're wasting no time getting to circle edge.
This is a good test, though, for the Melbourne Vixens. They're about to play finals. It's these disciplined moments. They don't get caught up in what's happening around them.
And Simone McInnes, well, she's probably got a similar message to that with 8 minutes to go on the clock, an HCF tactical timeout. So 90 seconds to talk to her charges about making sure that they finish this game with poise, with momentum, and we'll see what the Supercoach has to say.
And down in the attack end, shorten it up a bit. We're just getting caught in just the long runs. Lizzie, you're popping onto wing it. No, stay as it is, stay as it is. No, stay as it is. But let's shorten up that movement, but shorten it with punch. So we're not just going on big, long legs, punch, got options at it. All right? Let's go, Vix, come on. Just remember the sticker. All right, sticker, okay. Quiet, work for it, go hard.
Let's go hard here. Let's go. Vix on 3. 1, 2, 3, Vix.
Big call at this stage, and I know it's already happened and Amy Sliger's out there, but Maddie Hay was so strong in this game. She's got stats across the board. Why is she on the bench, Kat?
Oh, look again, it's just one of those occasions, an opportunity to get some players out there. You can't keep everyone out there all the time, can you? You've got to share the love, and I think it's great to see that. Maddie Hay's done enough, sitting at the top there with 91.
Fair.
Missing net points. Had a brilliant game, deserves a rest.
I wouldn't have the guts to bench her. But then again, I'm not Julie Fitzgerald. Sam Pullman, 2 goals in it. How are you feeling over there?
Very confident backing what I said earlier, but that's exactly what Joe Harton and Julie Fitzgerald saying to the team. They don't need to freeze up here. Confidence, keep coming and driving to the ball in attack options and being confident in what they do, and then defensively trying to keep the Vixens attackers high up on the court.
Thanks for that insight. As we're back to 1 goal. 7 minutes 20. Plenty still to play for. Mundy. Oh! In the collision, Price and Watson, the 2 diamonds colliding.
2 of the toughest in the game too. The fastest, the strongest, both on each other at the moment now.
And Wender returns fire though, and it's back to 2. Harvey Norman replay. and purely just going for the ball with everything she's got, Jamie Lee Price. And a win in the third quarter, 17-16, and they're up by 2 in the fourth quarter, the Giants.
Great swing, Joe Harton. They're really using those triangles well to open up the other shooter inside the circle now, the Giants. What's the difference?
They can't just quite draw level, though, the Giants. It'll be a big boost if they can find themselves on parity, especially knowing that they've got the super shot. Although they haven't been shooting that well in this game, under 50%. Back to 2. Branley. Wire high. Sliger under all sorts of pressure from Eddie. And Harton doesn't like it from there. Takes the front position, splits the defenders. Nice little over-the-top pass, and we're back at 1 again.
Well, they'd love a turnover here, wouldn't they, the Giants?
Oh, fingertips from Parmenter.
Well, every single ball now is fingertips. You can see how much they've tightened up their defence, and it's an offensive contact, so it's April Branley that's forced that penalty.
Well,
is she going to be the hero in her final game here?
Well, in 25 seconds, they're going to have the chance to go ahead. But I think they'd be very happy just to reach level scores. And Dwyer just hands it off, knowing that. And Harton, barring any incident, will bring them to 55 apiece. With 5 minutes on the clock here, can the Giants finish their season with a 5th win? 7 of the past 10 goals going the Giants' way. They are up 8-5 in this quarter. And they have possession in the power 5. What do they do with it? Branley stretches out. Lovely pass to Sliger in the pocket. Comes off Watson's foot. And everyone can take a breather.
What a moment to be able to take the lead of this game for the first time, if they can, here, the Giants.
And they're going for it from range. That was short, and Dwyer follows it in. Tries to Danelle Wallum it in. Can't do it, and the turnover comes. Slow to get off the ground too, Dwyer. I think she's all right. Weston, Watson. Mundy as they move the ball around left and right. Parmenter gets the shoulder from Watson, who trips, and Kumwenda puts him up by a goal. It's hard to follow everything that's going on. There is Dwyer falling. Valiant effort. And we're going to take another 8-second timeout. And I think the Giants will be happy to just take a breather. They're back to 1 goal down, 3:53 on the clock. And this time, we're going to see that shoulder from Watson. In the AFL, that'd get you 4 to 6 weeks, I reckon. And we're going to listen to Julie Fitz.
Nothing changes in this last night. We keep playing where we are, we take our shots if we want, and we defend our little heart out with excellence, right? We can do this.
Here we go, deep breath in. Let's just enjoy this last 4 minutes of our season for us. Okay, so whatever that looks like for you individually, as a unit, as our team, 4 minutes for us. Here we go.
Control and execute.
Here we go. Giants on 3, 1, 2, 3, Giants!
Well, the crowd are on their feet. They are loving it. The next generation and the current generation of Giants. 4 minutes. Enjoy yourself as a team, as individuals. Enjoy your last 4 minutes as an elite netballer, April Branley. Enjoy Maddie Hay back on the court. And enjoy this exhibition of nail-biting super netball to round out 2023 regular season. Here we go. Watson, Mundy. And there's Branley who comes up with it. She saw it coming and swallowed it easily.
April Branley, a couple of big wins back when the Giants have needed them. It's got them back to even on one occasion.
Can it put them up? Sophie Dwyer has the chance. Brantley took the intercept. Dwyer can't make it count. Oh, so ready for that one. I was ready for that one to drop. Oh, I love to see a contest in elite netball. The Vixens get a breather. Harvey Norman replay. Beautiful intercept. You always want to see those honoured. This time it's Parmenter who tries. Great forward space from Mundy. Austin. High and long as they wait, and McDonald. Always hard done by Tilly McDonald.
Always.
Doesn't matter the situation. Love it.
Well, they want to push ahead here, don't they? They can sense the pressure coming from the Giants.
Want to make sure the ones count and force the Giants to return with super shots, which they will do again and again.
Listen to the crowd now start to inject themselves in the last couple of minutes.
Switcher play to Hay, forward space, and Harton's going to have an attempt as well. Very quick, very flat, and we're back at 57. Jo Harton at her absolute champagne best. 2 minutes on the clock. Could we be seeing extra time? Austin. Bounce pass, Parmenter again, just harassing Mundy, who stays cool under pressure. Kumwenda, 1 foot in super shot territory, doesn't like it. Austin, though, she will do it. She's been down here before, and it's a miss. Mundy cleans up. McDonald on the ground.
Not only that, it's an offensive contact, so it's a Giants ball.
Oh, the crowd love that. 90 seconds to go. How good, a nail biter to round it out. Price, long, Brantley, nearly drops it out of court.
We'll have a look at the bottom of your screen there. Some important information. Extra time. What will happen?
I'm not going to read that out for you, everyone. You can read that. Price. Back, and this competition between Parmenter and Mundy has been intriguing.
Well, this is all very clever from the Giants because they're eating up clock. They score here. There's not going to be much time for the Vixens to respond, particularly if they can drain a two-pointer.
Dwyer had the chance from the top. They want the one goal, and they're going to get it, and they're going to go up, are they? Yes! 58-57, the crowd are all out of their seats. 35 seconds to go, and they have the centre pass. Well, 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 the Magpies did it to the Fever. Can the Giants do it to the Vixens? Teams that have ostensibly nothing to play for, upsetting teams that are finals bound. 15 seconds. The retiree with the ball in hand hands it off to Price. The clock is ticking. The Giants up by 1. They haven't led for this entire game. And Dwyer on the super shot will bring the house down. She nails it! Well, 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 what a finish to season 2023. The Giants 60, the Vixens 57, and the Orange Army are in raptures here at Ken Rosewall Arena. The Vixens stay in 4th. They will play finals, but April Brantley is sent off with one of the classic Super Netball games.
How good was that ending, and what a final quarter from the Giants. Took that one 12-7. April Brantley, well, she's looking pretty composed at the minute, but I can't imagine that's going to stay that way, Will, when she realises the enormity of what's happened.
Yeah, you can see the emotion on the face. And look, if you were the Vixens, you'd be a little worried about a 7-goal fourth quarter going into a match against the Fever. You'll find out all about the details of that one and the other one, of course, with the Swifts and the Thunderbirds on pivot straight after this. But this is April Brantley's moment, and it is the Giants' moment to go home knowing that they finish on a high and honour their teammate, and you can see how much it means to all of them. What a moment.